good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what time you watch this video. And welcome to our debate session. In this session, we will be discussing about the issue of the moving of the capital city of Indonesia from Jakarta to Kalimantan. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Luthfi Falaqi Hadiyanto Putra, a student of University of Gadjah Mada. You can call me Luthfi or Falaqi. I will be your moderator for this debate. I will explain the debate rules before we proceed. The debate will consist of three parts. First part is that each person will be given around 5 minutes to talk and explain their argument. Second part is that each person will give comment to the other person. And the last part, we will conclude the section with a third person. Without further ado, let us get started. Now, we all know that the case of Indonesian capital city Jakarta are planned to be moved in the near future. As what President of Indonesia Joko Widodo stated in the press, it is known that of this idea of moving the capital city has been processed even long before Joko Widodo became the president. But now, it appears that this time the president is serious and perhaps the plan of moving the capital city will actually be fulfilled in reality. Because of this, of course, many people have different perspectives on the matter. Some support the idea, while some just completely disagree about this idea. Now, I will introduce of the debate participant, which is Abdullah Irfan Rafif in the pro side. We can call him Irfan. And Muhammad Labib Irfanuddin in the con side. We can call him Labib. Also, the third person that will conclude the debate is Prabawangsa Abdining Gusti. We can call him Praba. Okay then, what do you guys think about this idea?
Thank you very much for the time, Mr. Falaqi, and it's my pleasure to be here. So before I want to start by my argument that yes, Jakarta, the main capital city, should be replaced by another city. So I think that Indonesia should have a new capital city of its own rather than now. So I believe that firstly, you all know that Jakarta has bear the burden as the central economy of Indonesia for a long time. In the past, we know that capital city of Indonesia has changed from Batavia, Jogja, Bukit Tinggi, and so on, and until go back to Jakarta again until today. But we see that the capital city has become the central economy of the nation. But we all know that also Jakarta has many things that it must bear, like the economy, the central of investment, and many more. So it is a better option and alternative to move the capital city to another region, such as what Jokowi proposed is in Kalimantan. And also another argument that I want to tell you is that the move of capital city to Kalimantan would shift the economy to Kalimantan instead, because according to some research, that if it is true that the capital city will be moved in the future, then it is probable that the economy of Kalimantan will increase. You all know that for now, the central economy of Indonesia is mostly in Java, and it's not equally distributed among the other islands such as Sumatra, Kalimantan, Papua, Sulawesi, and many more. So I think this is the best chance and opportunity for other regions to develop their economy. Why they could develop their economy? Because you know that logically that if the economy moved to Jakarta, for example, then many of the civil servants will move there, and many people will move there because the central of government will be there. So it will also open many jobs. In unemployment will become employed, and the economy will also improve because many people will go there and buy things. The GDP of Indonesia will also increase, and many more. And that's what I see from uh, from this point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Irfan, for your argument that has been said. It was a good argument. Now, first of all, before I start within my argument, I want you all to look at this video. As that seen in this video, Kalimantan is a place that has a good nature and good place for the inhabitant because there are many forests in there. And as all of you all know that Kalimantan is the one that provides us with the oxygen because it has many forests and all. And as you know that Indonesia is also called the lung of the world, and we are the one that give the world the oxygen that we have been used. If we move to the capital into the Kalimantan, like Irfan has said, even though it has been great and it maybe can increase the economy, like you said, but at some point it will have a potential to making the environment. As you can see that all of our businessmen is so very greedy. If they have see the chance about exploiting the forest, cutting the tree, it will make the place in Kalimantan become not as harmonic as the video that I saw before. As also, even though moving capital to the Kalimantan is a good option at some point, we can see that at this moment, because of the trade war that is being occurred, the economy of Indonesia is not very good because of Trump that making that regulation. Many places in the world has suffering and their performance in increasing the economy is down if compared with the last year. If we are moving our capital at a moment like this, it will cost very much for the thing that will be used to moving the capital. And if we do it forcefully, it will harm our GDP and it will make the cost that being used for moving the capital become useless. Even though we get some benefit like the crowded in the Jakarta will be less, but it's, in my opinion, it not be comparable because you can see we sacrifice two things. First, our capital, and the second is our nature that being gathered in harmony. So I think it's not a good time to move our capital for this moment. That's for my argument. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much from the argument from Mr. Irfan and Mr. Labib. So now I want to commenting about both of their arguments. So the first one, the arguments from Mr. Irfan. So here's the pros. He said that the first thing is Jakarta has bear the burden as the central economy of Indonesia for a long time. Yes, I think it is true. But from the information I got and or I know that the government want to shift the central the capital city of Indonesia from Jakarta to Kalimantan, but only as the central of their government, not the central of their economy. So their economy will still be in Jakarta. Okay, that's the first point. And also, he said that it will shift the single economy to the other region. I believe by shifting or moving the capital city to Kalimantan, yes, it will increase the economy from the region. But I know it will give a big impact to Kalimantan region or maybe Sulawesi. But Yes, from what I said before, the central economy will still be in Java, in Jakarta. And the second one from Salabib, he's the one that is the contract. He said that the cost of moving capital will be too much. Yes, I know it is true. It will cost, I think, 100 trillions of rupiahs, and the government will need to think about how to get the funds. From I know, I think they also ask from the private sector to give them funds to make it happen. And the second one, Ms. Labib said about it could potentially damaging the environment in Kalimantan, along with the shifting of the capital city. From my perspective, I think it's not true, not 100% true, because we know that the government already think about it. They have a planning of making the new capital city as a green city, so it will also act behalf to the environment. So I don't think it will really harm the environment like we think or we scare. That's my point from the first section of the debate. Now we can continue our debate. Mr. Habib, Irfan, please. Thank you. Okay, we are back to our debate session. My name is Falaqi as our moderator, and we will go to the next session, which will be started from Irfan.
So thank you very much from Mr. Falaqi and also the comments from Pak Labib. So I want to add my argument that first, we all know that Jakarta now, the capital city of Indonesia, we could look at the news that firstly, there are many natural disasters such as flood, heavy rains, upcoming heavy rains actually, maybe, and also many things, all garbage everywhere, noise pollution, air pollution, which we all know that the pollution based on the data of some researchers, the level of air pollution in Jakarta has become worse and worse since each year. And to add this again, according to a research that the level of sea in the near beach of Jakarta is increasing a few centimeters each year, and I assume that in the next years it will increase more and more and more. So it is bad. So it is best, at least for me, that Jakarta, the capital city of Indonesia, is to be moved to Kalimantan, or even you could move anywhere besides Jakarta. And I mentioned before that the shifting of economy is actually also for the short term, but in the long term, I believe that because the capital city is moved, and I believe that there are many change that could be anticipated by the government, because in the long run, we see in the long run that the capital city will be much better, and Jakarta and this Jakarta will not be the center of the economy. Thank you, and that's for my argument.
So that's the argument from Mr. Irfan. What do you think about Mr. Irfan argument, Labib? Do you have any idea? Do you have any argument that you think that is more true and much more rightful compared to the Irfan? Please, if you have anything to say.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Irfan, for the argument that been given. Yes, I make we agree that right now Jakarta is really polluted, and maybe at some point it was not very good to being lived there, as we can see that the place is very crowded, the pollution that being occurred, and the water level that being increased each year. It might be dangerous at some point for the citizen that being live there. But once more, I will take it that it's not the maybe moving capital it was a good thing, but we must see at the time and what kind of moment that we are being taken to move our capital. First, when we are going to move our capital, we need a very good preparation of it. We must consider many things like the budgeting, the facility that being there, is that place is suitable if our president will be moved to there and our central of governance will move there. We must prepare many things, and I think right now Indonesia is not in really good shape as we can see in this data. That right now we can see that our export is very low and it's damaging our GDP and making the thing in our nation itself is not very good. As you can see that the pressure in the market is really going drop and down. It's not a good choice if we move our capital at this kind of moment when there is a trade war in between US and China. Maybe it will become more wise choice if we prepare more and we choose a best moment when our nation is ready to move the capital. And the second thing that I want to give is actually the cost of moving the capital is very high. We can see that it will be more useful if we use that kind of cost or budget to for something in more important aspect. As we can see that Mr. Jokowi is really taking good care of infrastructure. Maybe mm, if we choose instead of moving the capital, we can make more infrastructure between more city, and maybe we can give the place that is remote area to become more desirable to live, so we can make the people from the Jakarta will move even though it's not the capital city like this time. And by doing that, the budget will be more preferable and more good to be managing. And I think that's from my argument. Thank you very much.
So that's the argument from both sides, Mr. Irfan and Mr. Labib. So back to our observer, Mr. Prabha. What do you think about this argument? Do you think Labib have more strong point, or do you think Irfan have more strong point, or do you think that none of them make any sense? If you please, Prabha, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Falaqi. Now I want to comment about the argument from Mr. Irfan and Mr. Labib. So, from the perspective of Mr. Irfan, he said that by shifting the capital city from Jakarta to Kalimantan, it will decrease the pollution. Yet, I don't 100% agree with his argument because, as we know, Jakarta is also surrounded by some cities, industrial cities like Tangerang or Bogor. So, they are also one of the main factors of why the pollution in Jakarta is very high. But we could also hope that by shifting the capital city, it will decrease the pollution rate. And the second one, Mr. Irfan stated that it could make the region economies improve, especially in Kalimantan or Sulawesi or the region near Kalimantan. I also hope so. It will be happen like that. And okay, that's my point. And the next one is the point from Mr. Labib. He said that it will need a very good preparation to move the capital city from Jakarta to Kalimantan. Yes, I agree. And I also think that the government is currently in rush of moving the capital city. I don't really know what is the real motive behind this, but I hope they could make a good preparation. And the next one is the cost of moving the capital city could be used to other important aspects. As we know, there are still many regions that is need to be developed, like especially in the east part of Indonesia. But I think there is also one aspect why the government want to shift the capital city to Kalimantan, because Kalimantan is more like in the central of Indonesia. So I think what they hope is it could increase all other factors to develop every region in Indonesia. I think that's my point. I believe both Mr. Irfan and Mr. Labib already proving a very strong argument although some of them may be still a bit questionable, but let's see. Thank you.
The comment from our observer Prabha will also conclude our debate. So, even though I hope that after you watch this debate session, you will have your own belief on what is right and what is wrong. You have your own belief on what you should do next or what you shouldn't do next. Because I think everyone has their own perspective, everyone has their own belief, and everyone has their own things to do that they think is right. My name is Muhammad Luthfi Falaqi Hadiyanto Putra, or people call me Falak. This will be the end of our session, but I hope that this won't be the end of our curiosity of finding another knowledge. Thank you very much. Good night, morning, or evening, depend on what time you watch this video. Thank you.